Hi everyone, I'm Kate Kennedy and I'm here with day 8 of 100 Days of Kane, PA. And today we're going to hear from Penny Barber about a story how Kane came around her during a really tough time in her family's life. And that's how it is in a small community, right? When one thing happens to one person, it feels like it happens to all of us. And so people really show up. And I think you're going to enjoy hearing Penny's story today about how you guys really encouraged her and helped her during a really challenging time. So I'm going to go ahead and flip you around. We're going to go in and say hello. But before we say hello to Penny, we're gonna say hello to Dakota, the sweetest dog. Hey, Dakota. Oh my gosh, what a sweetheart. Well, Penny, thanks so much for having us today. You were born and raised in Kane.
Kane, yep.
What year did you graduate school?
1981.
And why do you love Kane?
Oh, I could go on for hours why I love Kane. I'm born and raised here. Saved because I was born and raised here. I was born with a medical problem that would say I shouldn't be here today. But at 24 hours old, I was raced to Buffalo because a doctor was in Kane that figured out what was wrong with me, and I had surgery, and I'm here to tell the story. So thank God I was born in Kane, PA. What else did you want?
That's great.
I was born in Kane. So clear back 56 years ago, we had a wonderful hospital, and we still do. We have wonderful school district. We have a Lutheran home that takes care of our families when they age. We have a wonderful business district. We have everything that a person needs. We have right here in Kane. Hi, baby. That's
She's
one of my grands. And I just, if it wasn't for Kane and I didn't live here and I didn't choose to come back here after I went to school and raise my family here, my life probably wouldn't have turned out the way it did. So in 2003, my son was 15 years old, and on February 22nd, he pole vaulted at Penn State. He came home not feeling real well. This was after playing JV and varsity for basketball and then getting ready for pole vaulting season. And the next morning, I went to get him out of bed to go to church, and he couldn't make his body get him out of bed. So, of course, we went to the emergency room. 10 days at the Kane Hospital, running all kinds of tests. It was suggested we go to Pittsburgh Children's. We went there, and without Kane supporting us for the next year, they had a benefit. My husband and I were not able to work. They took care of my daughter in every aspect. The teachers did. We've been very fortunate to have wonderful friends and their families and their parents. They made sure Caitlin was well taken care of. Every day somebody did something miraculous. The businesses, like Judy, my clothes got stolen in the laundry at the Children's Hospital. That doesn't happen, but it did. She found out, she made sure she knew my size, she got close to me. Steve Giordano, my son needed a sand bed. We didn't have a sand bed in Kane. He made arrangements to get the sand bed delivered so I could bring my son home. Of course, insurance would pay for that, but we didn't know how that was going to come about. And he just said, don't worry about it. Owed him thousands of dollars. Don't worry about it. It will get taken care of. We'll manage. So business people they're always there for everybody. The school district, they made sure my son, he missed a whole year of school. He had a tutor. He had many retired teachers, John Santelli, Mr. Finney Frock, Stacy Hastings. I hope I don't leave anybody out, but people came and tutored Chris at home when he could be home. In every aspect, Kane has it all. And I just can't say enough about that. And here we are, 16 years later. Both my children, we all hear it, can't wait to get out of here. Both my children have chosen to live in Kane and raise their children here. And I get the opportunity to go down to the school and read and see the teachers. The teachers here are phenomenal. When Chris was down in Pittsburgh, I called and said he was pretty bad. He needed his spirits lifted, and his second mom, Vicki Jamerson, made a couple phone calls, and within 2 days, the whole football team was bussed down to Pittsburgh to see my son, and they walked in 2 by 2 with their jerseys on, and hand delivered his varsity coat that an anonymous person purchased for him. An anonymous Kane person purchased for him.
What was the reaction of the Pittsburgh hospital staff to that?
The woman that works the front desk had already told us, because she never saw so many cards come through, so she had to come up and meet Chris personally. And when this happened, she happened to be there, and she said, never in my life, and I mean, we're talking big hospital, lots of children, has she ever seen such love for a child from a community. And the other parents, when you're there, you become, we called ourselves lifers, and you meet a lot of parents, and they were just, oh, you're so blessed. And then I would tell stories about living 15 minutes from the dam, from the national forest, going camping and hiking and feeling safe. And not that I should say this on Facebook, but you can go to bed with your doors unlocked, you know? Not that we do, but you can. You can go to the grocery store and be in line, and you're paying with cash and you're $1 short, and somebody in the line saying, hey, I got it. Or you hear about somebody that needs something, and there's a bandwagon right now taking care of everybody. We have it all. We have it all. If whatever your religion is, we have the churches. Whatever your tastes are, we have phenomenal restaurants now. What if you need clothing, we have clothing stores. If you need health care, it's right there. If you need someone to take care of, say an elderly person or somebody that needs rehab, we have the nursing home. We just have it all. We really have it all.
Most importantly is that community support that you're talking about. That's a great example of how people really rally, and that you don't have to go through hard things alone.
No,
when you know
you're
each
never
other.
alone when you're in Kane, PA.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that story. Is there anything else you'd like to share?
I just am so thankful of all the opportunities I get. If you are retired or you're bored or whatever, like I go down, the school's always looking for people to come in and help with the kids. And I'm telling you, it's really great to go back to the school and see what goes on and see these little children and watch them growing they don't just teach the reading and writing. These teachers know your kids. They know your family, and they care about you.
And I've experienced that even coming back home, that I see, teachers that I had, like Mr. Kepler and Mr. Buckley from the middle school principal days, and it's just
Mr.
awesome
Kepler
to still be known.
He's another one. He was the principal at the time, and he supported us, and he looked into scholarships and funding to help us in any way he could. He let us park our truck at the end zone at the football game, so my son, the few times that he was home on a Friday night, we could get to a Friday night game. I love Kane. I love Kane.
Thank you so much, Penny. This was great hearing from you, and really appreciate it, and I'm so grateful that Chris is okay.
Yes, he's now raising his children in Kane, and here we are.
Here we are. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in for day 8. What a moving story. I'm so grateful for you sharing that. And I would love for you guys, I know that there's been a lot of opportunities for people to support one another. So if you have an example to share of how Kane has rallied around you during a challenging time, please write it in the comments or email me or share it, because we'd love to just hear those stories, because it's not something that happens everywhere, and we want to make sure that we know all the different ways that we help one another out. So one last thing.
You know the Kane days where they go up and they clean the streets and do stuff? I wasn't able to attend first year since they've been doing it. So I am taking on a little project. If anybody wants to help me, we have a federal building on our main street that doesn't look very nice in my eyes. It's the post office, and I'd love to go up there and maybe mulch and trim some bushes and get a light so they can keep the flag out. If anybody's interested in helping me in any way, That would be great.
Awesome. Penny, thanks for caring for the town. Thank you guys for listening. And I just want to give one last shout out to Dakota, the sweetest dog. Thanks for letting us hang today. All right, you guys. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow for day 9.